You know those months where nothing big happens, but somehow they leave the sweetest memories. That was May for us. No holidays, no guests, no huge changes, and that ended up being the best part. It felt like we finally settled into a rhythm. Life slowed down a little. There was time to notice the little things. A new flower blooming, Alisa learning a new word, the way the light hit our backyard in the evening. Let me take you back to those sunny May days. We went outside almost every day. Sun or rain, it didn't matter. I never got around to buying us proper raincoats, though they sat on my wish list for weeks. We just layered up, grabbed an umbrella, and went out anyway. It actually felt nice. The air smelled cleaner, the streets quieter, and Alisa, she couldn't care less about the weather. She loved the rain. She adored holding the umbrella, and she would run straight into puddles without hesitation. We spent hours at the playground. Alisa had her own agenda there, going down the slide, sitting on every swing, and collecting sticks like treasures. There were dandelions everywhere, fields of them. Alisa loved picking them and handing them out like little bouquets, or blowing on the fluffy ones and watching the seeds fly off like tiny parachutes. While Alisa did her part picking dandelions, the rest of the garden still needed attention. Roma mowed the lawn constantly. It grew so fast. Every time the smell of fresh grass would fill the air, and I would catch myself just standing still for a moment, breathing it in. Isn't it amazing how fresh-cut grass smells so good? Alisa was quite the helper too. She gathered the cut grass and stacked it in little piles. I love those warm spring evenings when the scent of fresh grass fills the air and the kids are running around the yard laughing. The light is just perfect, casting a soft glow over everything. You can see the green of the grass, the bright flowers blooming, and the bushes lining the edges of the yard. It's peaceful, and moments like this remind you to appreciate the simple joys of life. This month we explored more of Slovenia, not through grand travel plans, but by simply getting in the car and saying, let's just drive for a bit. No maps, no destination, just the open road, Alisa humming in the backseat, and Roma and I chatting about whatever came to mind. Sometimes we would drive into the forest, stop, and sit quietly listening to the birds and breathing in the stillness. Another day we visited the source of the Krka river, a place that truly felt like a fairy tale. A river flowed through fields, and the forest around it was so quiet, so still.
Алиса, это очень смешно. Разбираемся. Ты маленький.
We wandered until we found a cave, cool air drifting from its mouth. We didn't go inside, just stood there for a moment. As always, Alisa found her paddle. She doesn't miss one. We stood by, watching, smiling, and quietly accepting the soggy socks and trousers. On the way, we passed a tiny, colorful bus station, completely unexpected and very beautiful. Sometimes we would head into Ljubljana just for the joy of walking. We would buy ice cream, find a cozy bench, and just watch the world go by. People passing, kids laughing, and music drifting out of nearby cafes. Those afternoons were slow and sweet. On one of those days, I went for a hair coloring appointment and then stopped by a cafe. I just sat there, enjoying my coffee and the atmosphere of the city. It was my little moment of peace. We made a few small improvements to the house this month. One of them was setting up a vlog room, a quiet little corner where memories can be edited and ideas come to life. Finding time for vlogging is always a challenge, but I really enjoy doing it. Maybe one day it will become something more than just a hobby. The backyard also saw a transformation. We laid down new tiles and suddenly it became our little outdoor lounge, perfect for barbecues and warm evenings. Roma added new wooden handles to Alisa's tiny wardrobe. We bought it from IKEA, but for some reason it came without handles. I had to order them separately, and now Alisa can open the doors all by herself. She absolutely loved it. She started climbing inside, calling it her secret hideout. She would pull me in too, and we would sit there giggling in the dark behind her little dresses.
Куда делась мама?
Roma also bought a bike so he could ride with Alisa. She was so excited that we had to try it out that very night. The two of them rode around under the stars, laughing at the warm spring air swirled around them. Just a regular evening maybe, but definitely one I will always remember. Another fun purchase this month, the unicorn pool. We thought we were getting a cute little thing for Alisa, but when it arrived, it was enormous, way bigger than we expected. As always with inflatable stuff, we pumped it up only to realize it kept slowly deflating. So we spent forever hunting for the hole, pressing our ears to the plastic and doing the old soapy water trick. Feeling it took forever, but it was worth it. Alisa splashed around, we cooled off our feet, pretending we were on vacation. Not bad for a giant unicorn. That month I also went a little wild at H&M. Everything was purple, my weakness. I grabbed a huge bag of things, some light summer tops, a storage basket for Alisa's toys, her very first little umbrella, and a rainbow-colored henna so she could start hanging her own clothes like a big girl. I really wanted to encourage that little streak of independence in her. I also found the prettiest spring candles, which Alisa instantly treated like drums. 5 minutes in and one was already broken. Classic! Oh, and I got a gold flower pot too, very chic, very seasonal. I also picked up Alisa's very first hair clips and little hair ties. That month I gave her her first haircut. Just her bands, nothing fancy, but I did it myself for the first time. And finally, I got a little olive tree, something I have been dreaming of for months. My plants usually don't last long though. As soon as they enter my house, they seem to know it's game over. But maybe this one will beat the odds and give us some olives one day. Alisa had her first dentist visit this month, and she was so brave. She sat still, opened wide, and earned a little toothpaste and a tiny chest for her future baby teeth. But not everything was sunshine. Toward the end of the month, Alisa got sick again, another ear infection. At that age, ear troubles were pretty common for her. We ended up in the hospital a few times and she had to go on antibiotics. The ENT clinic became our regular spot. The doctors explained that kids under 3 often have this issue because of how their ears are structured. It's easy for infections to spread, especially with kindergarten germs in the mix. We were so tired, but Alisa as always went through it bravely. It was such a relief to see her cheerful and active again. That same week, Roma had to fly to Belgrade. We woke up to a sunny morning and dressed light for the day. Alisa helped him carry his bag to the car, so serious and focused. She even helped him put on his shoes. She has always been so caring in those little ways. Before saying goodbye, we did our little ritual, grabbing each other's hands and shouting family 3 times, followed by a big group hug and kisses all around. It started as something silly, but now it has stuck. Alisa asks for it every time. It has become our tiny tradition, and I love that. Before heading to the airport, we spent some time in Ljubljana. We wandered through the old town and made our way up to Ljubljanski grad. The views were beautiful and we just enjoyed being together, walking and talking in the fresh spring air. Then we went to the airport. I have always liked the airport in Ljubljana. The view of the mountains is something special. We said our goodbyes. Alisa was really upset to part with Roma and cried when he left. After that, it was just the 2 of us. Roma sent us videos from his trip. He met up with a friend there and kept us updated on what he was doing. And we sent him videos too, showing him how our days were going. Alisa missed him so much, she kept asking when he would be back. I tried to keep our days full. We cooked together, played more, danced in the living room, and of course went to kindergarten. Finally, Roma came home. Alisa ran straight into his arms. He brought her back a little surprise, a soft doll in a flower dress. She held it tight and didn't let go. Alisa's independence really took off that month. She brushed her teeth like a pro, helped with little things around the house, and even joined us for grocery shopping like a tiny adult. Her appetite was huge, she was constantly hungry, and she tried to master eating with a fork and knife. Watching her concentrate so hard cutting something for the first time, it felt like such a big milestone, pure mastery in action.
Покружись с этим, покружись.
And then came the towel game. She would grab a kitchen towel, wrap it around herself like a blanket, and announce it was bedtime. Only kitchen towels worked, of course, she had standards. It was hilarious every time. She also loved playing with the curtains, hiding behind them, peeking out with a funny face, and giggling every time. As always, she loved playing the piano, sitting there with her tiny fingers on the keys, humming her own tunes. Alisa turned every grocery run into a playful adventure. She loved picking out items, pushing her little trolley, and of course, the books. She would sit right there on the floor, flipping through the pages like she owned the place. The toy aisles were just as exciting. She would light up at the sight of dolls, tiny skateboards, and anything pink. She was especially thrilled by sparkly pink bracelets and little girly decorations. Let's not forget her proud discovery of the toilet plunger, which she insisted was an elephant trunk. Bedtime? That was a whole other story. Putting her to sleep took songs, long talks, and an endless stream of made-up fairy tales. It became a full evening event. She also became more and more curious about cooking. She would drag a chair over to the counter and insist on helping. So we cooked together, flour on the floor, stirring everything, sneaking little bites. It was sweet chaos. And kindergarten, she really liked it there. Sure, we had some mornings with tears and stubborn no, but for the most part she was excited to go and we were proud of her. Moreover, she started singing little songs in English, sweet versions of what she heard at kindergarten. Old MacDonald had a farm. And nothing, absolutely nothing could beat the way she waited for me to come home. The moment the door opened, her eyes would light up, she would drop whatever she was doing and run straight into my arms for the tightest hug. Those eyes, that joy, it was worth everything in the world.
Мама приехала, да?
May was all about building routines and watching our little girl grow and surprise us every single day. It was lawn mowing, bike rides, playful moments in the yard, and spontaneous walks. It was just life, ordinary, beautiful life. And sometimes that's more than enough. That was our May, a month that gave us time to breathe, to play, and to just be. But June is already peeking around the corner, bringing a whole new vibe. My relatives are coming to visit, and we are already preparing for their arrival. We have bought a mattress for extra guests, new chairs for outdoor seating, and even picked up a barbecue for some summer grilling sessions. We can't wait to spend those warm evenings together, enjoying good food and even better company. We have just 10 days to show them the magic of Slovenia, and it's going to be a fun challenge. 10 days, one beautiful country, and so many memories waiting to happen. So get ready for the next episode. It's going to be fast, fun, and full of adventure. See you in June!